up, guys? My name is TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing to you my Punk Psychic Genesis deck profile. This deck has a lot of fun plays to do. I've been experimenting with it a lot in my free time, and if you want to take your synchro skills to the next level, I do recommend this one because you have to manage your life points while also manage your resources very well when working this deck, but it is still a lot of fun for those synchro and fusion lovers. You have a lot of capabilities of going easily into your punk plays or those generic psychic plays to get you those monsters either banished in your graveyard, banished on the board, or revive back from banishment just through simple card effects that each of the synchros and fusions may have. The fun part about this deck is very cost effective. It's less than 50 bucks if you look at some of the basic commons and mainly aim to keep it cheap. Both cores, I think, without the new Rising Carp for the Punk card, comes below the $30 limit, I believe. Now, I will state that this deck has a lot of capability, as I've stated before, to really just establish a really hard board to break, whether it be monster negation, banishment, or interaction on your opponent's turn, which can really mess up their plays. So, let's go ahead and hop right into this main deck, and I'll show you some of the cards that I'm playing. So, for the Punk engine, I'm playing 3 No Punk Zeaman. This is going to be our main searcher for the deck, as you can pay 600 life points, add 1 Punk monster from your deck to your hand except No Punk Zeaman. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Punk monster you control. It gains 600 attack. You can use each effect of No Punk Zeaman once per turn. So it does help get you that search, but it also costs 600 life points. But if you do send it to the grave for, I believe, yep, if it's just sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Punk and boost its attack by 600, which can help out greatly. Next up for the next 3 we're playing 3 No Punk Ogre Dance. This card is beautiful, and it does have the fun effect of, once per turn when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can make this card gain attack equal to that opponent's monster's original attack until the end of this turn. You can only use each of the following effects of No Punk Ogre Dance once per turn. You contribute 1 Punk monster, special summon this card from your hand. You can send this card from your hand to the or field to the graveyard, and add 1 Punk monster from your deck to your hand except a level 8 monster, which can help you search out the Zeaman for your normal summon, or if you're looking for another extender, you can search for that as well. For the next and final 3 for the Punk engine, we're playing 3 No Punk Foxy Tune. Once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can gain life points equal to that monster's original attack. You can only use each of the following effects of No Punk Foxy Tune once per turn. You contribute 1 Punk monster, special summon that this card from your hand. You can send this card from your hand to the or field to the graveyard. Send 1 card in your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Punk monster from your deck except a level 8 monster. So this will get you your level 3 tuners or your level 5 monster. Speaking of that level 5 monster, we're running 2 of No Punk Deer Note. You can reveal 1 other Punk monster in your hand, special summon either the revealed monster or this card, and send the other to the graveyard. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target 1 Punk monster in your graveyard, except a level 5 monster, special summon it, but you cannot special summon No Punk Deer Note for the rest of this turn. You can only use each effect of No Punk Deer Note once per turn. So, if you activate the effect to special summon another Punk monster from the graveyard after it's sent to the graveyard for a... yeah, if it's just sent from field to the graveyard, you cannot summon another No Punk, whether it be banished in the graveyard or whatever. So, you have to be careful on when you activate that effect, or make sure you're banishing the right targets so you can revive back the right cards. And then for the final 1-ofs, for the Punk engine, we have No Punk Madame Spider and Gagaku Punk Wagon. Wagon is our spell searcher, while Madame Spider is our trap searcher. Wagon, you can pay 600 life points, add 1 Punk spell from your deck to your hand when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a Punk monster you control, or when your opponent's monster targets 1 for an attack, quick effect, you can draw 1 card. You can only use each effect of Gagaku Punk Wagon once per turn. Jory Punk Madame Spider. You can pay 600 life points, add 1 Punk trap from your deck to your hand. When you activate a Punk card or effect that targets a card your opponent controls, except during the damage step, quick effect, you can target 1 face-up monster opponent controls. Its attack becomes halved until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect of Jewelry, Punk, Madame, Spider once per turn. So they do have their fun effects of getting you either extra card draw or having a monster's attack to allow you to go for an OTK or further damage. That's all I got for the actual Punk cards in this deck, monster-wise. However, for the Psychic engine that I'm running 3 Serene Psychic Girl. If this card is normal or special summon, you can banish 1 card from your hand, and if you do, special summon level 4 or lower Psychic monster from your deck, except Serene Psychic Girl. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Psychic monsters. You can target 1 face-up monster on the field, up to the number of Psychic monsters you control, increase their levels by 1 until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect to Serene Psychic Girl once per turn. So this is also just a generic summon from the deck just by being able to banish 1 card from your hand. Do note that depending on what you banish, you can potentially summon it back from the Punk engine, or not the Punk engine, but the Psychic engine. Next up in the Psychic engine, we're running 3 prototype Psychic Blaster. In all honesty, you could probably run him at 2. You can discard this card, special summon level 4 or lower Psychic monster from your hand or banishment. If this card is in your graveyard, you can pay 1,000 life points and banish 1 other Psychic monster from your graveyard. Special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use each effect of Prototype Psychic Blaster once per turn. This helps get other cards into rotation that you can revive off your Synchros through the banishment effect, because a lot of your Synchros target cards in your banishment and bring them back to the board to continue your plays, which is perfectly fine because this deck can help you play through those. Then next up for our last 3 Psychic monsters, outside of, the last 3 main copies, I should say, that we play, is 3 Mind Procedure. If this card you control will be used as synchro material for a Psychic monster, you could treat it as a non-tuner. You can only use 1 of the following effects of Mind Procedure per turn, and only once that turn. If this card is a normal summon or special summon by a monster effect, you can pay 2,000 life points. Add 1 teleport, normal or quick play spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. If this card is banished, you can pay 1,000 life points and special summon it. So outside of it being our main searcher for our quick play spells, it gives us the fun effect of being able to revive itself if it's banished by paying 1,000. It's also a level 3 tuner that can count as a non-tuner for a Psychic monster, which can really help us out. Then finally, for our 2 last generic Psychic cards, I play 1 Hushed Psychic Minister. If you control a Psychic monster other than Hushed Psychic Minister, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. You can only special summon Hushed Psychic Minister once per turn this way. You can banish this card and 1 Psychic monster from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up monster on the field, banish it until the end phase. You can only use this effect of Hushed Psychic Minister once per turn. While this card is very helpful in breaking boards, it is mainly an extender that most of us use for just being able to get through our opponent's board. Now, I know a lot of people are asking, why are we using the Cosmo Dark Lady? Well, she is a level 5 Psychic, and we can get her out on the board pretty easily through one of our spells, especially when tributing a Psychic monster to summon her. The fun effect of reason why we're playing her is because you can banish this card, special summon level 6 or higher Cosmo monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Cosmo Dark Lady once per turn. That isn't the effect we're using, but the once per turn, when another monster effect is activated, you can pay 1,000 life points to negate the activation. And if you do destroy that monster, it can help out a lot because it can protect your board from further plays, also giving you a isolated way to basically negate any problems that your opponent has. But that's all that I have for the actual Psychic cards in the main deck. Up next, I do have a few hand traps that I'm playing for the format. Especially with this deck, I'm playing 3 Angel and Lockbird to prevent further searching, or to really hit Swallows or Perulia if I need to. 3 Ghost Ogre, because it's great to get bodies off the board if I need to. And then 3 DD Crow. The fun part is, this card can come up a lot, especially if your opponent's trying to revive something back, or if they are trying to fuse from the graveyard, or just get a target back in general from a spell effect. This can help out greatly because it banishes that target, so it will not be able to proc in certain cases. So if they try to Monster Reborn, you DD Crow it, they can't really get that monster back onto the board. Next up, we have the spells, which I'm playing 2 Parallel Teleport, 2 Teleport Fusion, and 2 P.U.N.K Jam Extreme Session. Now, a lot of you are wondering, like, well, what do each of these cards do? I'm going to go over that. The Parallel Teleport, tribute 1 Psychic monster with a level, special summon 1 level 7 or lower Psychic monster from your deck or extra deck. Then if the original level of the tributed monster is different from that of the special summon monster on the field, you lose life points equal to the difference times 1,000. You cannot special summon the turn you activate this card except Psychic monsters. You can only activate 1 Parallel Teleport once per turn, which is perfectly fine because all we're playing is Psychic monsters. Teleport Fusion. During the main phase, fusion summon 1 Psychic Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing Psychic monsters from your field or graveyard as material. If a face-up Psychic monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished Psychic monsters and special summon it. You can only use each effect to Teleport Fusion once per turn. So outside of it being a quick play fusion, which can help you get into further playmakers in your extra deck, it does allow you a revive from banishment. Next, we have P.U.N.K Jam Extreme Session. Honestly, I would recommend upping this to 3 because it does come in handy a lot of the times. Once per turn, you can banish 1 P.U.N.K card from your graveyard. Special summon 1 P.U.N.K monster from your hand. If a Psychic monster you control pay the life points to activate its effect, you draw 1 card. You can use this effect of P.U.N.K Jam Extreme Session up to twice per turn. So the draw 1 is a twice per turn effect, but the special summon is a once per turn. Either way, it does help get some materials back into our hand through draw power and being able to get us some continuation or hand traps to further interrupt our opponent. And then finally, for the 1 trap, I'm playing Jory P.U.N.K Dangerous Gabu. You can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls, negates effects until the end of this turn. Then if you control a P.U.N.K monster, gain life points equal to that targeted monster's original attack. You can only activate Jory P.U.N.K Dangerous Gabu once per turn, which can help you out greatly because it can help you get your life points back up so you can activate more effects, but it can also function as an infinite impermanence while on the field. All right, so that's all that I have for the main deck. Let's go ahead and take a look in our extra deck. For our extra deck, we're playing 1 Ukiyo-e P.U.N.K Rising Carp, which takes 2 P.U.N.K monsters. You contribute this fusion summon card. Special summon up to 2 P.U.N.K monsters with different names from each other from your hand and or deck, except a level 8 monster in defense position. If you control, or if you synchro summon using this card as material, you can target 1 P.U.N.K monster you control. It can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. You can only use each effect of Ukiyo-e P.U.N.K Rising Carp once per turn. So being able to get the level 3 and 5 out on the board through the Rising Carp can help us continue our plays, get into our rank 8, or not rank 8, level 8, so we can go into our rank 8 to help us further continue on. Next up, we have 1 Axon Kicker Oracle. 1 Psychic monster plus 1 or more Synchro, Xyz, or Link monsters. After this card is fusion summoned, it gains 1,000 attack for each Synchro, Xyz, Link monster, Link monster used as its material until the end of the next turn. You can only use each of the following effects of Axon Kicker Oracle once per turn. When your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters, quick effect, you can negate the summon, and if you do, banish that monster or monsters. If fusion summon card is sent, if this fusion summon card specifically is sent to the graveyard, you can banish 1 teleport, normal, or quick play spell from your graveyard and special summon this card back to the field. So, outside of it being a summon negate, it also gives you the capability of reviving it back by banishing 1 of our teleport spells, which can help out a lot. Also, if you want to play Super Poly, this card can be a fun monster to run as well, since we're playing nothing but Psychics. Then finally, I'm playing 1 Absolute Axon Kicker, 1 Psychic Synchro monster plus 1 Synchro monster. Must be fusion summoned, cannot be destroyed by card effects. If this card is fusion summoned, you can pay 2,000 life points, banish all face-up cards your opponent controls. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish this card, special summon 1 level 10 Psychic Fusion monster from your extra deck. This is treated as a fusion summon. You can only use the effect of Absolute Axon Kicker once per turn. So basically, this gets us out Axon Kicker Oracle if we need to. So it can help further our plays, but also it's a fun way just to banish your opponent's face-up cards from the board so you have less to interact with. Next, we have a massive synchro engine, which starts off with one Psychic Magician. If this card is special summon, you can target one level 4 or lower psychic monster in your graveyard or banishment. Special summon it, then you can increase its level by 1. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except psychic monsters. You can only use this effect as Silent Psychic Magician once per turn. If this card you control will be used as synchro material, you could treat it as a non-tuner. So, the fun fact that you can use one tuner and one or more non-tuners, and it's a level 5 that can get you a free monster back. It can help further extend and get you into your rank 9 plays, which helps out a lot. Alright, next up, for the other level 5, I'm playing one magical android. Once per turn during your end phase, gain 600 life points for each psychic monster you control, which can come in handy, especially if you need to get those life points up if you're going against a burn deck. Next up, we have Serene Psychic Sorceress. One tuner plus one or more non-tuners. If this card is synchro summon, you can pay 1,000 life points, set one teleport, normal, or quick play spell from your deck, graveyard, or banishment. If this synchro summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one card your opponent controls, or target two if you control a psychic monster, fusion, or synchro. Return that card or cards to the hand. You can only use each effect of Serene Psychic Sorceress once per turn. So if a card can't be basically destroyed by battle or targeted, if it can't just be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can still bounce it back with this. But it does have to target, so you will not be able to get around that. Next up, we're playing one Mind Castling. One tuner plus one or more non-tuners. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Switch control of that monster in this card. If this synchro summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster on each field. Switch control of those monsters. You can only use each effect of Mind Castling once per turn. So this can further screw up your opponent's turn, because if you give them a level 6 monster, they may not have any real interaction, especially if they're playing level 4s or anything like that. This could really stop them, especially if you're going against the Xyz deck for Onamat. Next up, we're playing one Psychic Omnibuster. One tuner plus one or more non-tuner psychic monsters. Each time your opponent activates a card effect on the field, except during damage step, you can pay 2,000 life points to declare one card type, monster, spell, or trap, but you can only declare each card type once per turn to activate this effect of Psychic Omnibuster. Look at one random card in your opponent's hand. If it's the declared type, apply these effects in sequence. Skip over any that do not apply. This card cannot be destroyed by the effects of the declared card type this turn. Banish the card you looked at face up until the end phase. So outside of it being a hand rip, it does give it protection from that monster spell or trap card type for the turn. Next, we're playing one Crossmind Archfiend. One Psychic Tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters. During the main phase quick effect, you can target one of your banished level 7 or lower psychic monsters, special summon it. During the battle phase quick effect, you contribute one other monster, gain life points equal to its original attack, and if you do, this card gains that much attack until the end of this turn. You can use each effect of Crossmind Archfiend once per turn. So this can help get out your level 3s that you've banished off of certain effects, or if you want, get some extra attack by banishing a card on the field to further gain your life points back and go for a heck of a swing. Next up, we have P.U.N.K Jam Dragon Drive. Psychic Synchro Effect. One Psychic Tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters. If this card is special summoned by the effect of a P.U.N.K card or Synchro Summon, you can pay 600 life points, take one level 3 Psychic monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. If your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your P.U.N.K card or effect activation, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. You can only use each effect of P.U.N.K Jam Dragon Drive once per turn. So, outside of it being a generic search, it does help get some extra bodies on the board, so you can push for further damage, while also allowing you an extra material to go into your rank 8 play. Next up, our level 9 Psychic Blaster MK2. This one is probably the coolest one, in my opinion, because it takes one Psychic Tuner plus one or more non-tuner Psychic monsters. You can target one banished monster, special summon it to your field. During the main phase quick effect, you can banish one monster from your graveyard, then target one other face-up monster on the field, banish it, then gain life points equal to that of the banished monster's original attack. You can only use Psychic Blaster MK2 effect per turn and only once that turn. While you can special summon a banished monster, it's a 3200 beater, which is very hard to get over unless you're playing Lunalights or another Towers deck. Next, we're playing one Yu-Gi-Oh! P.U.N.K, Amazing Dragon. If this card is sync or summon, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of level 3 psychic monsters with different names you control, and in your graveyard, return them to your hand. You can target one P.U.N.K monster in your graveyard, except Yu-Gi-Oh! P.U.N.K Amazing Dragon, and special summon it. You can only use one Yu-Gi-Oh! Amazing Dragon effect per turn, and only once that turn. While this card is a level 11, it does offer a lot of recovery and capability of breaking boards, because you can still target those cards and bounce them back to your opponent's hand based on the amount of level 3s that you have in your graveyard or on the board. So it does help out a lot. Then we have one Psychic End Punisher. Wouldn't be a Psychic deck without it. Requires one tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters. While your life points are less than or equal to your opponent's, the synchro summon card is unaffected by your opponent's activated effects. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, target one monster opponent control, one monster you control, and one card your opponent controls. Banish them. At the start of the battle phase, you can make this card gain attack equal to the difference in your life points and your opponent's. So since you're playing a Psychic deck, you're going to be losing a lot of life points. So its main effect to be unaffected and gain the difference is going to be very significant. I think the lowest I've gotten myself to is 2,800 just going first. So this can help out a lot in sealing up an OTK if you need to. Then our final synchro of the deck is Genesys, the Cursed Thunder God. This card functions as a way for you to regain health, but also as a semi-board destruction. One tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters for a level 11 synchro. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect, gain 300 life points when it resolves. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can pay 1,500 life points and tribute this card, then activate one of these effects. Destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Destroy all face-up spells and traps your opponent controls. You can only use this effect of Genesys, the Cursed Thunder God, once per turn. So like I said, it is a semi-board destruction because you can destroy all face-up spells and traps or all face-up monsters your opponent controls. It's one or the other, but it does help get you some life points back because you basically gain 300 life points for each card that resolves on their board or on their side. And then finally, for our final card of the extra deck, we're playing P.U.N.K Jam Fever. This card is really great because it requires 2 level 8 monsters, or once per turn, you can also Xyz summon P.U.N.K Jam Fever by using one P.U.N.K fusion or synchro monster you control. You may pay 600 life points, then detach one material from this card. Draw one card. When another monster's effect is activated and you have a level 3 psychic monster in your graveyard, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card and negate the activation. And if you do destroy that monster, you can only use each effect of P.U.N.K Jam Fever once per turn. So this can offer up another negation in a form to further protect your board, which can help out a lot. While this card is about $5 to $6 right now, it is pretty easy to pick up and utilize. But that is all that I have for the actual extra deck for this Psychic P.U.N.K deck for Genesys. If you guys like this deck profile, please feel free to give it a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys feel like doing. I appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day to watch this video. And if you guys did like the video, please go ahead and leave a like and feel free to subscribe, because I do try to put out this kind of content more frequently than anything else right now. But as I said, I will see you all in the next one.
Is it okay if I'm to say I'm catching feelings from all the dealings? Am I astray? What do you say? How are you feeling? Is it the same?